Hello everybody, Film Fan 108 here with another Blu-ray pickups video for you guys today, August of 2017, and I have a really nice stack here to show you guys. And this month was actually a pretty good month for me. I actually thought that this month wasn't going to be so full of releases that I wanted, but actually it ended up turning out pretty decent. So let's get to it, shall we? With the first release and my first ever 4K title, and that is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And, they had the Blu-ray out there, they had the, 4K, and I picked up the 4K because I thought it was a really good price. Not only that, but I thought that, look, let's be honest. Disney is starting to get into the 4K business, and why not try to support that a little bit and maybe hope for future releases down the road? And also, this comes with the Blu-ray too. So eventually, when I get a 4K player, which I don't have yet, I'll be able to pop this in. But for the meantime, it has the Blu-ray. I can pop in that, and it's just as good. And I love the art here. The art here is absolutely fantastic. That's a nice artwork right there. And I loved this movie when it came to the theaters. I thought it was a fantastic movie. Again, not as good, I think, as the first Guardians of the Galaxy, which I think is actually a better movie in general. But I think for a sequel to this, I thought James Gunn hit it out of the park. I thought it was great. I loved Kurt Russell in this movie. I think Kurt Russell is doing fantastic work right now. I think if you're a fan of Kurt Russell like I am, he's right now blowing it up big time. He's doing fantastic stuff and just as good here as any of his other work. And the special features on this has a Guardians Inferno music video with David Hasselhoff, which I saw, which actually is pretty funny. You also have deleted scenes, gag reel, you have the making of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and you have an audio commentary by James Gunn. A lot of great stuff in here. I'm glad to own it on 4K, my first ever 4K disc. Hoping maybe in the future to maybe get a little bit more 4K. Not gonna get a ton of it, but if it has the Blu-ray in it, then I'm okay with that. I'll take the Blu-ray and the 4K together. If I can't always watch the 4K, at least I have the Blu-ray. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And the next one I got is a Warner Archives release. And it's a movie that I hadn't seen in a really long time. Funny movie. And I'm just so happy to own it. And that is My Blue Heaven. Yes, My Blue Heaven finally hit on Blu-ray from Warner Archives, and it has Steve Martin and Rick Moranis in this, and I am a huge Rick Moranis fan. Man, this guy is just so funny, and I wish that he was still making movies to this day. I completely understand why he's not doing it. I know that, I think the death of his wife, and he had to raise his kids, and the environment in Hollywood is not really suitable for kids. So I understand why he left. But I gotta give this guy props for the movies he did. Spaceballs, Parenthood, My Blue Heaven, I could go on and on. He's just a great actor, and Steve Martin is just equally as funny too. And having these two guys in a movie together is amazing. And the picture looks pretty decent on this release. It's not absolutely fantastic. It's not going to blow you away. But I thought for what it is, it's not a bad picture in it. Unfortunately, this really doesn't have any special features. I think the only thing it has is probably a trailer to it, I believe. And it's a shame because I really wanted some sort of audio commentary or something. It's sort of something I really wanted. But you know what? I'm happy to have the movie on Blu-ray. Because I don't think this is ever going to get released again, guys. I don't think that it's going to come out with a collector's or a special edition. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I got it, because this may be the only time it's ever released on Blu-ray. Might as well pick it up. And I love the theatrical poster art on there. I love that. Absolutely fantastic. And again, if you guys have not checked out My Blue Heaven, go ahead and check it out. You guys, I think, are going to find it really funny, just like I do. I'm so happy to own this. My Blue Heaven, right here. And the next one is also another James Gunn movie that Scream Factory released earlier this month, which was Slither. And I love Slither. I saw this in the movie theater with Bob, and we loved this movie so much. It was gross, it was funny, it was just everything that you almost want out of a movie. And this has tons of 80s homage stuff, homages to The Thing, homages to Night of the Creeps. I mean, James Gunn is a huge horror fan, and in Slither you can really tell he loves his horror. And Slither is an amazing movie. Michael Rooker is in this movie. You also have Elizabeth Banks in this movie as well. You have Nathan Fillion. Guys, if you haven't checked this out, please do. And as you see, the new art from Scream Factory there is very nice, very beautiful art. And also, I got the theatrical art on the other side, which is very nice as well. I love that art as well. This is such a fun movie. And the special features on this is you have new audio commentary by James Gunn and cast members. You have new interview with James Gunn and actor Greg Henry. You have the old commentary with James Gunn and Nathan Fillion, deleted scenes, extended scenes, bringing Slither's creatures to life, a on-set tour with Nathan Fillion, making of, gag reel. You have so much stuff on this release. This is an amazing collector's edition release from Scream Factory. I upgraded this to Blu-ray from the DVD I had. I'm so glad I did it. Absolutely worth the price. Slither on Blu-ray, guys. And the next one that I picked up was the one item that I picked up from Target a couple weeks ago that I was a little bit shocked that I bought something, but I tend to buy these from Target. I love their exclusives. And this is The Walking Dead, the complete 7th season on Blu-ray. And this is the Target exclusive Steelbook edition, as you can see right there. Rise Up. There you got the guys in the background. And on the back you have Negan himself right there. It's actually a really nice Steelbook, guys. I actually really like this Steelbook a lot. I've picked up the majority of the Target Steelbooks that they've released for The Walking Dead, and this was going to be no exception. I absolutely wanted it, and, you know, a little bit more money, but I didn't mind it because I felt it was worth it. And the 7th season, I don't think it's as good as the 6th season is. I feel like it started out really strong, and then I felt like it kind of was spinning its wheels for a while. You know, they had to see what everybody was up to, they had to introduce all these new characters, they had to establish these relationships and everything like that, and it felt like they weren't really getting to the meat of the story. It felt like, well, we're stalling, we're waiting to team everybody up, and at the end of the season, they get everybody to team up, but it's like, oh, we're teaming up next season. So basically, this season was almost, I won't say the season was a throwaway season, because I was about to say that. It's not a throwaway season, but it is one of those seasons where you're like, God, I just wish they could have done a little bit more with the season, made it a little bit more action-packed. I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan. I think he is awesome as this character, and I can't wait to see what they do with him in the 8th season. But I felt like they weren't really progressing the story enough. I hope you guys understand that. They really aren't. It's still a fine season, and it's sort of one of those transition seasons of we're transitioning to a different type of atmosphere for the next season, but we got to go through this entire season to get to the next one. So I'm kind of hoping that the next season is more action-packed, more story, you know, more sort of character interactions. And I hope we actually get an origin story for Negan, because I really wanted one in the 7th season, and I felt we didn't get it. I was kind of a little ticked off by that. But overall, though, it's not a bad season. And again, I'm hoping that the 8th season is better, because if it's not, I might bounce from the series. I might just head out. But again, I think they're going to pick it up in the next season. I really do. But this has so many great special features. It has audio commentaries. It has making ofs on certain episodes. It also has some deleted scenes. So it has a lot on this as well. So definitely, if you guys haven't already, check out the complete 7th season of The Walking Dead. The next release that I got was another Scream Factory edition that, again, I hadn't seen in a long while. 80s cheese, but I love it just the same, and that is Teen Wolf. And oh man, do I love me some Teen Wolf. I love this movie. I love Michael J. Fox in this movie, and really, it's about this kid who's kind of, he's not a loser, but he's sort of somebody who is always kind of down on his luck, wants to be more popular, and he keeps on getting these sort of almost like rashes, or he's like growing hair in certain spots, and one day he just completely like turns into a wolf. And it's not like a wolf on all fours, it's sort of a wolf like, standing up, sort of almost like a Lon Chaney type of, wolf makeup on. And he realizes that he has this gene that he got from his parents, and that he, has more agility, more strength, and he actually tries to become more popular because of it, and all the cool things and the complications that happen because of that. I love this movie. Like I said, Michael J. Fox is awesome in it. I thought the characters are just completely cool. And you know what? The character of Boof is a quintessential 80s female. She's kind of one of the people that I like crushed on big time, because I was like, she is completely awesome. And she was kind of the chick that you could hang out with and be cool with, but also, want to make out with too. It's really weird. I don't know, guys. I just loved it. And I just think this is such a great release that Scream Factory finally put this out. And as you can see, the cover art right here, very nice Teen Wolf cover art. And also the other side has the other great theatrical art from Michael J. Fox. Also, you have the back side here, which is very nice as well. And the special features on this, it has a new 2K scan. It has a Never Say Die, the story of Teen Wolf, which I enjoyed the 2.5 hour documentary. I thought it was great. The only thing I didn't like was that there's a psychiatrist in it that talks about sort of the motivations of the characters, and I'm like, why is this psychiatrist here? What does this psychiatrist bring to the making of table that really like makes me care about what she has to say? I mean, it was interesting, but I don't know, guys. I was just kind of I found it a little odd. But it's got a ton of people interviewed about that. It's got the original theatrical trailer. Unfortunately, you don't get any sort of interview with Michael J. Fox on this. I think he's kind of very sick right now, and I think he's kind of not really doing many interviews. So I think they probably did try, but they just weren't able to get it. So it's unfortunate, but the 2.5 hour documentary is amazing, and I think the picture quality is fantastic on this. So Teen Wolf, guys. And the other Scream Factory release I got was another 80s cheese, even more 80s cheese than even Teen Wolf is, and that is Teen Wolf 2. And oh boy, talk about real 80s cheese here. This movie is goofy. I mean, look, Teen Wolf is goofy. This is even goofier. And, it's kind of interesting because Jason Bateman sort of plays almost the cousin of Michael J. Fox's character, and he has the sort of wolf gene as well, and he's going to college, and he is sort of on this boxing team, and he ends up turning into a wolf, and he sort of has the same sort of agility and strength, and he ends up like trying to win the basketball. I'm sorry, not basketball. I'm going thinking of Teen Wolf. The boxing matches, and helping his team out and trying to be more popular, kind of like Teen Wolf. But man, guys, this is some cheesiness up and down. I think Jason Bateman is actually really fun in this movie, and this is a movie that he really doesn't talk about. I think he tries to avoid talking about this movie at all costs. And there's not even an interview with Jason Bateman, but I think Scream Factory probably tried, and there was absolutely no way that he was going to be interviewed for it. I just have a feeling that if this movie could go away forever, I think he'd be happy. I think he honestly would. But you got the very nice art right here of Teen Wolf 2 right there. I like the whole like boxing stuff there, very nice. And also the original theatrical art, which is really cheesy as all hell too. Very almost like Family Ties looking art almost, but with a wolf. Weird. And they did actually, for a collector's edition, actually have pretty decent features for it. You have New working with the wolf, an interview with the director. You have Otherworldly, an interview with co-star Kim Darby. You have an interview with Stuart Fratkin, who played Styles, who is a different Styles from the first movie. It's a shame they couldn't get back the other Styles, but, you know, this guy did a good job. And you also have an interview with co-star Esty Chandler, who played the love interest in this movie, and she was incredibly cute in this movie. I thought she was fantastic in this movie as well. Another sort of quintessential 80s chick, in my opinion. And you also have an interview with the costume designer, and you have a still gallery. So you do get a ton of interviews on here, and the interviews are really fun, and the picture quality is not bad either. It's a cheesy 80s movie. If you like 80s cheese, kind of like how I like 80s cheese, this is right up your guy's alley. Definitely Teen Wolf 2. Check it out if you haven't. Just go in with checked expectations, because it's just all kinds of cheese. It really is, guys. And then last, but certainly not least, I got from Arrow Video, I got The Slayer. And I really dig this movie, The Slayer. It's a horror movie, but it's a horror movie where you don't know if it's in this woman's mind or if it's all real. And basically, The Slayer's about this woman and her husband and her brother and her brother's wife go away on a vacation trip, and she's sort of having these visions. She's having these visions of people dying and bad things happening, and they all pretty much ignore her, like, oh, you know, you're stressed out, and work is stressing you out, and everything's gonna be fine. And slowly but surely, people are dying, and they have to figure out who is doing this, why they're doing it, how they can escape, and also if this is real. And that's really the big thing about it. And even at the end of the movie, I won't spoil anything, but it's definitely one of those movies that you could interpret the ending in many different ways. It's not just like, okay, this movie is this way and you could take it that one way. It's either a dream, it's real, it's many things, an alternate reality. I mean, there's so many different avenues that the ending can take. I actually think it's really cool, and I'm so glad that Arrow actually released this. And this is a nice theatrical art right here. I really like it a lot. Also, on the other side here, you also have the other art right here, right there as well. You have the art that Arrow did as well, which is really nice also. And this release actually comes with a really nice booklet as well in here. And it's also a director-approved special edition, which has a brand new restoration from a 4K scan. It has, let's see here, it has an audio commentary with the writer, director, and actress. It also has another audio commentary by the Hysteria Continues, which I've heard of these guys, but I haven't checked out the commentary yet. It also has an audio interview with the composer. It has a documentary on the making of the Slayer. It also has the locations of the Slayer, and it also has the Tybee Post Theater experience. Join the audience on the Tybee Post experience when they watched it. It's sort of a special screening that they showed for this movie, a special for this release alone. And this is just an honestly awesome, awesome release, and I'm so glad I actually got it. I'm glad they're putting out these sort of obscure 80s movies, because they need a lot of love, and there's still a ton of them that needs to be released, and I'm glad movies like this are getting a lot of love, finally. If you guys haven't checked out The Slayer, definitely do that. And that is my Blu-ray pickups for August of 2017 right here. Hope you guys enjoyed the releases that I got, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, definitely give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. Check out the other videos that I have, and if you like the content, please subscribe, and you're going to get a lot more of it. Also, I am on Twitter and Facebook, FilmFan108, so check me out there, guys. Alright, I will see you next time for another Blu-ray pickups video. See you later, guys. Bye.